Everyone knows that biting into a fresh, local, juicy tomato in the summertime is one of the greatest joys in life. But often, people forget that a tomato's growing season, depending on where you live, might only be for 1 or 2 months in the summer. Otherwise, you're getting tomatoes from far away, picked when they're still green, and they just don't taste nearly as good. This is where canning comes in. Since the times of Napoleon, people have learned how to capture fruits and vegetables in season and preserve them in cans and jars to be able to enjoy the flavors of summer all year long.
There's a common misconception that canned vegetables are not as healthy as the fresh versions of them. However, there is an exception for tomatoes because they go through a canning process which goes through a heating process that releases lycopene. And lycopene is a potent antioxidant that it can help prevent some types of cancer like breast cancer or prostate cancer, and therefore being a better alternative in terms of tomatoes and also a very tasty and flavorful alternative.
To capture the flavor and nutrition of a fresh tomato, farmers must pick them at the right time, right at their flavor and nutrition peak of ripeness, and whisk them to nearby canneries to be washed, diced, or made into sauces, sealed in cans and jars, and heated for preservation, all within hours.
As a fourth-generation tomato grower, we've learned a lot about what it takes to give the plants what they need to produce these great canning tomatoes. We start with putting in the best soil we can, giving the best water quality, and giving them time on the vine to ripen and become this beautiful red color before we pick them. When we pick them, we get them off at their peak red ripeness, and they're in cans within hours of leaving the field.
These cans and jars are then delivered to grocery stores and restaurants to be added to your favorite dishes.
One of the most important for Italian cuisine, Italian kitchen, Italian restaurant is tomatoes. And because tomatoes are actually just not all year long, we are using canned tomatoes.
Chefs can count on American-grown tomatoes to be sustainable, delicious, and consistent.
So when talking about ingredients from a culinary perspective and from our team and for our menus, it's very important to address what we're bringing in the house first, right? So if we talk about bringing something in that is not at its peak ripeness, we're manipulating it daily or all the way through to try to make it work and overcompensate for something that, quite frankly, if we just use something that was picked at its peak ripeness and preserved and consistent, we can start with that great quality product from the get-go and execute it year-round.
Yes, summertime local fresh tomatoes are delicious, but for the majority of the year, canned and jarred tomatoes will have the best flavors and nutrition.
I frequently recommend patients not to limit themselves just for fresh produce. They should go across and look for either fresh, canned, or frozen, whatever fits their nutrition interest the best.
And it feels like summer. And it feels like summer.
Anytime you use canned or jarred tomatoes in your cooking, whether it's soups, stews, salsa, or sauces, you know that they're picked in season and sealed within hours at their nutrition and flavor peak, so you can enjoy these summertime tomatoes all year long.